Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Alex. I'm part of Hack Reactor Remote, and I want to go over week 4 in this video. If you've been watching my videos, you can probably notice basically how things have kind of like progress. Like week 1, pretty like entry level on a way. Like still hard, but week 2 got a little harder. Week 3 it started picking up the pace. In week 4, a lot of people at Hack Reactor call week 4 Hell Week. Look it up. Week 4 is known to be Hell Week. If you're familiar with sports, or if you're not, you probably don't know, or maybe you do know what Hell Week means. But it's just basically when it comes to sports, I play soccer and I did a couple of months of football. And Hell Week was when you basically have to condition for the season. So like in that week, a lot of people struggle. Like you basically work your hardest for that week and go as hard as you can, and that's basically kind of what happened during week 4 during Hack Reactor. We learned so many different things, and it was pretty intense. A lot of people who are very confident at the beginning of the week were like struggling, were panicking. I'm not really one of those kind of persons that basically gets super overwhelmed, or stressed out about just things, because I feel like it's expected for me to know a lot of the things I'm supposed to know, but some people have different personalities, so obviously when you don't get to complete a lot of things, there's a sense of urgency, sense of panicking, because you're supposed to be completing all the work, but you're not, and I feel like that's maybe understandable, but maybe it's not. So, anyways, yeah. As far as technologies and why it was so difficult, I guess it has to do with the fact that there was a lot of things that needed to be combined. So basically, everything that had happened from week 1 till week 3, everything kind of got like bundled up into week 4, and you needed to kind of like just jump in and make the best out of it. There was a lot of different technologies also that we needed to learn, such as Express, Note, and databases. There's only kind of like, I only mentioned 3 things, right? But these 3 things make up like basically like the back end of an application. So if you have to create like a database where you're gonna store all the data, and that data basically creates routes and creates controllers, creates requests. So like just imagine you're like a simple user that goes into like a page, and you basically click on something, and every time you click on something, you're kind of like creating like a request, right? So if you're entering, like, then basically like that request brings information from your database, or maybe you're entering information to the database. So if you don't have your database properly, then nothing happens. And if you don't have your routes and controllers and all the things put into place, it's horrible. Yeah, it was a really tough week. I feel like I understood like the main concepts. Like the main concepts were, I got to like absorb them. I actually got I do feel like I got decent enough with SQL. Like, I mean, I wasn't, it's not like a master SQL in 2 days, but I feel like I'm able to kind of like have a really good understanding of how to create a table in SQL, how to pull information from SQL, how to combine that. Okay, so yeah, I feel like I got a good understanding of how to pull information from SQL using my routes that I created on my code. So from my code, I'm able to just extract information from my SQL, from my table, from my database. There's so many things, and yeah, I mean, it was a little hard, to be honest. Like I do feel like I struggle significantly with some things with like this project that it would rely on authentication. I'm really don't I don't want to go into detail, because first of all, I didn't really get a full understanding of that project. But like, just I guess it's just kind of like when you create like a session in a page, and when you log in, and when you do a sign up, and when you do all those things that you basically go into like a website. So unfortunately, I did not do well in that project. On database, I do feel like my database project was pretty. I got most of it completed, and it could have been completed with like extra time. So that's kind of good, because I feel like I could have completed with like an extra day of work. But only obviously you only get what you get, so I completed like 80%. And yeah, like I do feel like it was a little tough. It was definitely tough. Not gonna lie, it was a tough week. But yeah, I mean you make the best out of it, right? So with that being said, during week 5 we're gonna be basically creating everything that you learn from 4 weeks. You have to basically create like a small apps. Like every day, I think like I'm not really sure yet because they haven't told us yet. But my understanding is each day you get to create an app that combines everything. That combines a database, that combines React, combines Express, combines. So basically, you have to create an app that uses a server, a database, and a client, and you combine them. Kind of like imagine like a triangle. Your client gets combined. Your client does something to the database, and database does something to the server, and back and forth. So yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of like what we learned. Just a little tough to be honest. Like this week, if you're doing Hack Reactor, just know that week 4 it's gonna be tough. So it's okay though. It's okay, like, cause you have time to kind of like pick up things that you learn, but just be prepared to struggle and be prepared to be in a position where you might feel uncomfortable. But it's okay. It's okay. I have something kind of like I have some personal news. I'm kind of like I'm not embarrassed to say it, to tell to I'm not embarrassed to let you guys know. But it's actually I think it's kind of cool though. The Hack Reactor does Hack Reactor is doing this. But my tech mentors have noticed that I have I guess they kind of told me that I'm kind of like in. I have not doing as expected, like as well as expected. So they gave me like this plan that is called I don't even know what it stands for, but it's the initials are CIP whatever, and you're basically kind of made like a contract where I'm promising Hack Reactor that I'm gonna complete everything that is required for me to complete, and I'm gonna be basically checking in with my teachers. I'm gonna be basically booking it's called office hours where you get to like do like a one-on-one with a teacher and they explain you some things and so many other things, right? Like it's only also like apparently I have not completed a lot of the mandatory surveys. So after every sprint, after every project, every time you work with someone or every time you have a test, you are supposed to kind of like create like this survey and to let Hack Reactor how you did, right? And to be honest, I'm super bad at doing those things just because, I mean, I don't want to make an excuse, but just imagine you're just finishing a project, it's like 10 p.m. at night, like 10 p.m., 11 at night sometimes, and having to go back and finish that thing, like, like it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I'm like, you always say like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow, like, happens, and basically my day starts and just I forget to do it. So I think it's good though. Like it's not a bad thing that they're making me basically do these things, because it's gonna make me accountable. It's gonna make me I mean, yeah, like it sucks that I'm basically that I didn't do it myself at the beginning, right? Like like this should have been something that it should have been done by myself without Hack Reactor telling me to do it. But might as well basically make the best out of it. And also, it's cool that I'm being forced. I mean, I don't want to use the word force, but like it's cool that I committed myself into booking office hours with my tech mentor, because that way, if there's any questions, if there's anything that I have pending, I can probably explain them, and I can get a good understanding of anything that I'm missing. A lot of people do not do such as. A lot of people don't do it, like even though everyone has access to the tech mentors as long as you request like a meeting ahead of time. A lot of people don't do it just because for different reasons, even though some people might need it, some people might not. But I do feel like I do it quite often, like I do feel like I request meetings. But I usually, when I request meetings, something that they mention to me when I have meetings with them, I don't really come prepared with no, it's not like I don't come prepared, but I just basically when I guess I just request meetings just to request meetings. You know, like I don't really have like a purpose when I go to a meeting. I'm kind of like that person that it just says like, oh, I'm just gonna go a meeting with them and see if they can teach me something or if I can learn something. But I guess from now on, every time I go with them, I have to basically bring like an actual problem that happened during while coding or while doing a test. So they can like basically they want to hear basically the way I'm coding and the way I'm thinking and my process solving ideas and how am I coming up with the conclusions that I'm coming up. You know, like why do I think if I enter X, my computer is gonna give me something, right? So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, again, you know, like some people might have been embarrassed about the situation. I really feel like that's not something not to ah. I feel like this is something that I shouldn't feel embarrassed about. You know, like I feel like learning programming, learning computer science, learning to code is so difficult. So you know, like the fact they're actually making me commit to be more successful and become like the best version of myself, I think like it's something positive. And yeah, like I mean, I have next week coming up. I'm gonna be basically working solo the whole week. Because that's week 5. You work solo the whole week, so I think like I'm pretty excited, you know, to see if everything that I'm learning, I'm actually learning, and see what happens, you know, because wow, I feel like I just this video turned a little bit negative, like kind of like a little negative, but nope, I'm not really feeling any negativity right now. I actually feel kind of motivated because I have people supporting me, and I have feel like I have everything to succeed and be successful while doing everything that I'm supposed to be. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I feel like I'll be in a really good position to be successful. You know, so looking forward to week 5. Looking forward to making a video and letting you guys know everything that I did and letting you guys letting you guys know how things went. You know, like I'm excited. And lastly, I you hear this first, but the 49ers are gonna win the Super Bowl. It's meant to happen, guys. You know, like, and it's a good thing for guys, for California specifically, and anyone. You know, like I don't know, like I don't really see California, but you know, like feel like I'd rather see the 49ers win the Super Bowl than the Packers. You know, so if you're a Packers fan, apologize, but yeah, Niners. You know. So, anyways, this is it for my video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know if you have any questions or any comments or anything. Cool. Later, guys. Take care.